Hello guys, this is Elora here. Welcome to my channel, and today's reading is all about you. We're going to have 3 positions, so you're going to have to choose from one, and the topic is your past, your present, and your future. Now we're going to look about 3 to 6 months into the past. We're going to look at the present, and we're going to look 6 to 8 months into the future, I would say. When we say past, present, and future, it is wise to remember that energy is not linear. There is no such thing as past is here, present and here is here, and future is here. It is all happening simultaneously. This all exists at the same time together, and that is why we are able to peek into the energies of the past and energies of the future, because depending on what you're doing right here, right now, this is already existing here. It's like a computer game. All outcomes in the computer games are already input in the program. They're all in there, 10 billion or whatever millions, trillions of possible outcomes, depending on which road you take here, whether you're playing, whatever you're playing, whether you're gonna go into this cave or that cave, whether you're gonna pick up this coin or that coin, whether you're gonna kill that monster or not kill that monster. This here is constantly changing, but it already is there. It's like, to look at it, maybe it would be easier if you imagine a plant that is growing, and the leaves here are your past, your present, and your future. And then there are more leaves growing. And so the past is nowhere behind. It's still on the same tree. It's still the same energy where everything is unfolding at the same time. So there is no such thing as the past is gone. If certain energies in the past we haven't processed, they're still existing there. And the moment you change something there, here and here will also get changed. So this is the whole point of it. Now please uncross your legs and cross your arms so that it's easier for you to receive the needed information. There will be 3 positions, so you will pick your position. Obviously, we're using more than one deck today, so let's see how this will go. All right? All right. Arriving here now, preparing to choose your position. If you're not sure, you can pause the video. All the decks will be in the description below. If nothing resonates in the card, in the pile, in the position that you picked, you can always watch through the entire video and find something helpful or interesting for yourself in each of them. If not, then it simply was not for you. So, your past, your present, and your future. Position number 1, your past. Position number 2, or pile number 2, your past. And pile number 3, your past. Pile number 3, your past. Okay. Pick your pile, pick your position. There will be a time code, so whenever you're ready, we're going to move this up here so it doesn't bother us. And position number 1, your past. Position number 1, in your past, you have ended your sort of karmic relationships with this person, a King of Pentacles. It is either completely ended or it is currently on pause. We're looking back at 3 to 6 months, remember? We're not talking about past life. So these relationships were quite cyclical, which means they were either back on and off, or it's a continuation of these relationships from your previous incarnations. It is a fate, we can call it, something that you brought in with you to resolve something, to learn something together. So let's have a look in detail. Position number 1, your past, with this King of Pentacles person, which could be, generally speaking, very down to the ground, knows how to live well and comfortably, and knows how to make money, possibly has high positions in his company, maybe he owns a company, and loves to have family, usually a good husband and very stable. They like to know what's happening in their life today and tomorrow and even the next week. Don't really like change, don't like any ups and downs. So let's have a look. Position number 1, what's happened with you and this man in your life? Is your relationships on pause? Is it ending? Has it ended? What has happened during the last 6 months between you and this person? It has ended. For someone, it was a divorce. For someone, it was a divorce. For someone, it was a long-term relationship that has ended due to some sort of betrayal, some sort of lies, some sort of, maybe there were untold truth, maybe you no longer were honest with one another about what you wanted in life, and you lost the joy and you lost the bond and the connection that was keeping the relationships together. So position number 1, for you in the last 3 to 6 months, you have gone through a divorce and an ending of long-term, possibly karmic relationships, but as well as there was nothing that you could do. This was the fate, this was how it was supposed to happen. Okay, so then let's have a look. Position number 1, if you recognized yourself, let's have a look at your present. Where are you now, today? What is happening in your life today? Pile number 1. Position number 1, where are you at today? What is your present situation? Where are you at today? What is going on in your present life? In your present life, you're still dealing with that past life, with that situation from the last 6 months, whereby you are still dealing with divorce or recovering from divorce and just looking into moving away from it. So it's probably just coming to an end. The battle, the arguments, the lawyers, everything that comes with it. And so right now you still feel like there is a window that is opening up for you where you can look into the possibilities that can be there now that all of this has ended. But still, this from the past 6 months is still dragging on, whether you're still dealing with deciding who's going to pay what, who's going to have what, or maybe the divorce didn't go exactly the way it was planned and you are dealing with financial issues, possibly having to look for work, as well as maybe who is going to be paying child support and how much, and all these unpleasant things. So you still don't quite see where you're gonna go from here, but there is already a part in you that is ready to look past and beyond that. What else? What else we can say about your present situation? That King of Pentacles, that husband or ex-husband of yours, is not making it easier for you to leave. In fact, it is very hard because he still, regardless of the fact that it's divorce and the end of whatever has happened, that there was betrayal and you are now splitting children and assets, he is still attempting to reboot the feelings that the love, the relationships that you had, and it's been driving you crazy. So you're looking out to go and begin your new life, but he can't let go. And this has been very heavy and hard for you to deal with because he just doesn't back off. He's very stubbornly persisting and pushing and pressuring that there might be something that you guys can still bring back to life. Maybe it can be healed, and that is keeping you in this position of hanging between heaven and not fully standing, not fully flying, somewhere in between. And it's really draining your resources and you're tired. Okay. How do you feel towards this ex-husband of yours? And what do you feel about this? What do you feel about his attempts to reboot the relationships, although you've already gotten divorced or almost finalized divorce? What do you feel about all this attempt from his side to... It's like, someone's putting sticks in your bicycle wheel and you cannot go as far as you'd like to. So what are your feelings about this person and about this situation? And you feel like you're okay without him. There is nothing to work on in this marriage anymore. You are ready to turn around and walk away from this person because you feel like everything that you have tried has failed and there is nothing left behind. So you are ready to walk away from him. And as well as in your life, you have some strong, newly found... at the moment, more on the first lower chakra sort of connection with another person, which you enjoy seeing. And so you're no longer interested in him trying and attempting to bring you back, and possibly he's pushing so hard and he's attempting to bring you back as much so forcefully because he knows that you're gone, there is another person in your life and you're no longer interested in that, what you had together. It's over. It's over, you've learned your lessons, you're moving on, there is nothing left in this marriage. You can try and squeeze this orange peel, but the juice won't come. It's just the way it is. It's finished, and you have found another outlet where you're feeling very wanted, very needed, very much alive, and he probably is not, whether either he knows it or he suspects it or he's picking up on it, and that is why he's not letting you go. Okay, then pile number 1. What is the future that you're creating for yourself right now? What is the future that you are creating right now in your present moment, in this exact moment in your present life? What is the future that you are creating right now? Your future. We're looking at the next 6 to 8 months. This is a collective reading, although we have 3 positions and it's impossible to look further than that. Plus, there is no point to look further than that because everything changes, right? You're still on the... You're still standing somewhere in between past and present because you're still dealing with your divorce, although you've already discovered new passion and new person that is helping you to get over the divorce and what happened. But your future will strictly depend on all the actions that you will take in your present right now. So each time we change something, the future possibilities change as well. So we're not looking into like the rest of your life or next 3 years. We're looking 6 months, maybe 8, the longest. Around 6 months. So position number 1, your future within the next 6 months. Ooh la 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 la. Okay, let's have a look. The future is unclear, it's still in the workings because of what is happening right now. So you don't really know yourself where you're gonna go, you don't really know which way you're going to take, There is a part of you that is still grieving. There is a part of you that the future is still in the making. It's still up there in the world of non-tangible. But what we can say is that, and what I just said, that everything changes, and depending on the moves that you make and the steps that you take and the thoughts that you think and the actions that you take, everything is changes. You literally have a bunch of, this is only 7, but you have so many future possibilities. We are also told that this is unclear because there is something from your past that is still holding you back. The past which we're talking about is the last 6 months, whereby you still haven't let go of something that's to do with your ex-partner, with the divorce. You're still holding this both, you're still carrying your past into your present moment, and although you are attempting to try and see into the future, we cannot be shown clearly what and why and what is going to happen, because right now your situation is too much of too much going on, too much juggling, too many things. So at least you need to put down one. Finalize your divorce, and then if there is a future with that particular man that you are with now, that's something else. So how about then we ask a question, the next 3 months, maybe that will be easier. The next 3 months, future for the next 3 months. Next 3 months, your future, position number 1, how does it look like? No, that's exactly what I'm saying. The next 3 months, you still have that, the devil that we have had there at the bottom of the deck was telling us that you still have some sort of attachment to this partner of yours that is trying to bring you back, that is trying so hard with all his might to pull you back into the family, that is not willing to give up and give in to the idea that it's over, that he still sees you as a woman of his life, he still sees you as the love of his life, and he still wants to bring you back. And that is draining a lot of your energy, that is making it really hard for you. But what I can see is that this is becoming a lesson for you. You are learning something from it. You are learning something from it, and you will make a choice. You will make a choice to start anew, to start something of your own, to start your own life, to start your own project. If you will be able to let go of that. That needs to collapse. What is over is over. And yes, we spent 10, 15 years with that person, and you know, we have a life with them, but it has come to an end now, and you're being told that it's okay to let go. He's pulling, and he will continue pulling, and that's what he does, but you have to choose you, and you have to choose what you want to do from here. And stay strong. If he's using children as manipulation, or if he's using the family that we had together as manipulation, let it go. So at the end of these 3 months, I see that you will be able to begin moving towards where your heart is calling you. You will begin, maybe you will take some sort of course. Maybe you will finally realize that it's not what he wants, it's what I want. And you will make choice, you will choose you will choose new life, you will choose new direction for you. So in order for this to happen, since in the beginning we saw that this relationship was karmic, there is something that you have to give back to one another so that the scale is stable, whereby you feel like it's all, the closure is there and I can move away now, I can move away from it. So if something is holding you together still, soul contracts can be like that, then you have to work that through. Let's have a look quickly. What is it that you have to give back? What is it that needs to be done for the scale to stop in the middle, for the two of you to be even? If there are some sort of karmic lessons to be completed, or in order for soul contracts to be ended, what needs to be done in order for you to be able to move towards a new life, a new beginning? What has to be done, if anything? You have to stop carrying all the, it's over. You have to allow whatever has collapsed and crashed, you have to allow it to go. You have to drop any thoughts of he was the love of my life. This was supposed to be, it's fate, it's destiny, it's just the way it was going to end. And it is no longer your burden to carry that responsibility. If he's making you feel guilty for ending this because he doesn't see that the time has come to end this, then you're being told it is okay. It's the right direction for you. Let go. You need to move past and beyond this into the environment where you feel safe, where you feel comfortable, where you can be you. And if it means that you have to go inside and figure out the conflict. Is it the guilt? Is that the guilt that whereby you feel like you have to deal with all of this? So the past needs to stay in the past. If it's guilt that you have ruined the family because he's pushing you to stay and you don't want to stay, you just want to run for your life, you have to let go of the guilt, because the guilt is the heaviest of the feelings and emotions. It's going to be pulling you down and back and back and back. But you're being told from the above, from your guardians, from your ancestors, from your angels, from the universe, there was no other way. The change has happened, and the way it has happened, it had to collapse. It had to come to an end. There is no more in this for both of you. You have to let go. You have to allow yourself to just let go. Let go of the guilt. Every time you feel that tension in your chest or whatever you feel the guilt, oh no, it's my fault. How could I allow this to happen? Remember, it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. Drop that. That heavy weight of guilt that you're carrying inside, that is keeping you conflicted within, not allowing you to move forward to the point where we can't even see your next 3 months. So let's ask this kind of question then. If you allow yourself to let go of the guilt, if you allow yourself to drop the heavy weight, to drop the guilt, to leave the past in the past, to acknowledge the fact that this was beyond your capabilities to keep the relationships afloat, and it's your responsibility to let it go. Not everything is meant to last. Everything has its own purpose and reason. However, we have to let it go when it served its person. So if you manage to let go of the guilt, how will the next 3 to 6 months of your life look like? When you manage to let go and drop the guilt and set yourself free, how will the next 3 months of your life look like? Cannot. We cannot see any future. We're not allowed. There is no future at the moment, anything other than the repetition of this. You still don't see the way out. You're still in that conflict with this King of Pentacles, your ex-partner. The heart broken. I've broken his heart. How can I move past this? How can I go on and live a successful life if I completely destroyed him? How can I allow myself to come out of it the winner if I've destroyed him? This double sword, this double thinking is not, it's conflicted, it's keeping you stuck between this, like, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm going here, I'm going there, and you're moving backwards. You're moving backwards again, coming back to the past, coming back to this inability to move beyond it. You have to cut through the bullshit. Just like let him go. Let the guilt go. Yes, it might be painful when relationships are over. Yes, it's really, will take some time of looking in and drawing inwards all your attention and processing your feelings, but at some point you have to allow. You see, she's holding a dead bird that's been wounded by this fox and it's bleeding, but she's still regardless holding it dear to her heart. It's okay to hold dear to your heart that which has been broken. It's okay to hold dear to your heart that memories, that lovely positive things that had. You can still love that person and bless them and let them go, and imagine that you're saying I forgive you, and imagine that they're saying they forgive you even if they're not saying it in reality, and imagine that you have this contract that you're tearing up and burning away and saying I let you go and we're going different directions from now on. You can do it all in meditation and your own imagination if it helps you. On the level of the soul, you have to understand that this has come to an end and it has served its purpose. We tend to hold on with our tiny human minds to the things that are tangible and try to explain things with our thinking mind, but that's not the case. The pain will heal the moment you allow yourself to hold it for a little bit and drop the guilt, shed the tears of healing, and then let the guilt go, let the man go. It's over. Okay. Position number 1. Advice for you. Advice for you. We have card jumping out. We're going to come back to it. Position number 1, advice for you. What do the cards have to say? Advice. New love, new feelings, new proposition. Move towards the light. Leave what's no longer serving you behind. Abundance flowing into your life if you allow it to. Light will shine into your life if you allow it to. And the message for you is simply move away from that which is holding you trapped. Move away from that which is holding you trapped. And it's very possible that new relationships, new love will come into your life. It will, the moment you allow yourself to move towards the light, the moment you allow yourself to think positively, to drop the heaviness, to just flow with life, to move away from that which no longer serves you and move towards the light, move towards the new life, it is very possible that you will find new marriage, new love, new proposal is coming your way. So drop the old one, drop the old life, drop that which no longer serves you. And really, maybe begin a course, start studying something. Maybe that's where you're going to meet this person. Take a degree or just start something new, some sort of project that will bring something brand new into your life to pull you out of that old cycle in which you have been spinning for a while. Okay? I hope this was clear. Position number 1. Let me put this away. And we are going to move to position number 2 as soon as the space here is clear. Position number 2, meanwhile, prepare. Uncross your legs and cross your arms so that you can receive the information clearly without blocking it. Position number 2, your past. What's happening in your past here? Let's have a look. Let's make some space. So position number 2, your past 3 to 6 months we mentioned. Looks like position number 2 has overcome some addictions, some something that was keeping you stuck or trapped, and you overcame it successfully, and you're on the way of new, like a chance to new life has been given to you. Okay, in a little bit more details, please. Position number 2, what is the past 6 months for you? What was happening in the past 6 months for you? Yes, position number 2 has overcome some fears, some addictions, some indecisiveness, and has moved towards a completely new life. It's like a chance to a new life has been given to you, where you feel that inner equilibrium, that inner stillness, that inner peace, where you didn't know which way to go, but suddenly, boom, a chance has been given to you, your eyes has been opened, and you moved, and you not only moved with all the strength and all the power and all the might, you knew exactly what to do and when to do it. Well, congratulations, position number 2. That sounds amazing, and you're completely at peace with it. You feel good within yourself. For someone, it had something to do with sorting some legal issues, maybe at work. What were the legal issues about? For someone, it was possibly about ending another divorce. For someone, it was about sorting some issues at work where another person has been involved and things were just not moving the way they had to move, but now suddenly a new energy has came in, new idea, and you knew exactly what to do. And this here is closed. So whatever has been keeping you trapped, again, for someone it could be divorce, for someone it could be some family issues with the father, with your mom, with your parents, basically, that you didn't really know what to do with, and it kept you in this stagnant kind of mode. It's over. Whatever was here, whether it was addictions, whether it was family issues, divorce, all of this is over. You know what you're doing. You're doing it very well. You feel good about it, and you're moving very fast into the right direction. Okay. Let's leave this here. Then position number 2. What is happening in your present life right now? What is happening in your life right now? Position number 2. In your life right now, you're going on through a transformation. So for someone who was dealing with some family issues, traumas, maybe you were going through some inner child work, or also soul contracts ending, which means certain people sometimes just disappear from your life, and it could be your family members. They just suddenly, you notice that you no longer have anything in common with your parents. You no longer have anything in common with your sister and brother, with your relatives. You have an argument and you realize that they're not the people that you would have chosen to have in your life. And you just allow them to go, and it just happens naturally. You make the choice to allow them to go, and that happens because it's time to move forward. So right now and this time on our planet, this is happening to a lot of people, where you just suddenly notice that the friends that were there just don't feel like contacting them, and suddenly they just disappear out of your life. The family members, you have had a falling out, and maybe it was painful at the beginning, but now you feel like, actually, now that they're gone, I feel more clear in my life and in myself. And so if it's soul contracts ending, which means we come here with a certain group of people onto this planet to do certain things, and then when these contracts have finished, when we decide we do this together and then we walk separate directions, these people begin living our lives. So we're not to hold on to that. So let's have a look. What is happening in your present life? Position number 2. Whether it was a divorce, whether it was falling out with your family members, relatives, whether it was sorting some issues at work, it's all in the past. Now, what is happening today in your life? Position number 2. It's completely new life. You've been reborn. You left everything that was holding you down behind. You just moved away from everything that was no longer serving you, from any lies, any dishonesty, any things that kept you pinned down to the ground. You just cut through all the shit, literally and completely. You've torn apart all the structures that were no longer in alignment with who you want to be and where you're moving. And you were like completely reborn, and now you are this new person, like a baby that is free of anything that was not supposed to be there. So any dishonesty with yourself, any dishonest people in your life, any past painful traumatic experiences, any relationships, all of it, you just went through and cut through all the nonsense and left the past in the past, and you are completely reborn in the true, real, more yourself kind of version of you, where you just feel like, oh my God, that feels so good to be me. Why did I not do it before? Okay, position number 2. This looks absolutely amazing. Let's have a look what is your future 6 to 8 months from now? What is your future going to look like? What is the future that you're creating for yourself right now? Position number 2. What is the future that you are creating for yourself right now? 6 to 8 months from now. Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me just adjust this a tiny bit. Yeah. So your future from 6 to 8 months now is being created by you right now in this particular moment. What is your future like? The transformation goes on. Obviously, we had death card falling out at the beginning, if someone remembers, and the transformation through death is usually not a fast transformation. So you're going through rebirth. I mean, and it takes the gestation period of a human being is 40 to 42 weeks, almost 10 months. Although they tell us 9, it's not true. Maybe people wouldn't sign up for that if they would knew that it's actually extra 1.5 months. I would definitely have not, but I did, and I found out later. Anyway, so the gestation period for a human being is around 40 to 42 weeks, and the next 6 to 8 months you're still going through that taking apart of piece by piece, brick by brick, of all that old structures, rebuilding your life completely. Finding areas of your life where you're still holding yourself trapped, stacked to some old, outdated patterns, beliefs. Discovering any ideas, any stories that you tell yourself that are no longer true. Getting rid of all the past, moving away from the past, leaving the past in the past, working through that past. Cutting through all the people, places, and things that are draining your energies and no longer keeping you happy. Getting rid of any mindsets that are that have anything to do with the beliefs of lack, unworthiness. Maybe going through money beliefs and looking into why am I not making enough? So you're basically restructuring your whole psyche, rebuilding yourself completely anew. And at the end of this period of 6 to 8 months, you are coming into the light, into the healing. You're coming out completely transformed and reborn. So unfortunately, this is not a 3-day process. We didn't come here born in 3 days, and to change a lot of things, especially like that in our lives, also won't take 3 days. So however, you will be you will reboot yourself completely, like start from zero, a completely new person, new you. That's amazing. Yeah, you will be completely reborn. New life will start for you. That's absolutely amazing. Position number 2, I feel extremely excited for you. I don't know when was the last time I have seen such positive reading. I'm so glad to see that there are no dramas who cheated on who. Because no matter how many times I tried to do all about you personal kind of readings, it all comes out to some sort of relationships, which is fine. People outside of us are just the mirrors onto which we project our own stuff, to then for it to be reflected back at us. We don't always recognize it, but advice for you, position number 2. What is the advice for you, if there is any advice needed in this situation? Looks like you're already doing everything you need to be doing, and you already know what to do and where to go. So, advice for you. There is no better advice for you than what you're already doing, basically. What is dying off? Let the old, let the past come to an end it actively, and then that will allow you to become like a child again, be reborn, see life with the eyes of through the eyes of the child, be completely reborn, brand new, with more excitement, joy, positivity, and it's all in your hands. You know exactly what to do, you know exactly where to look, you know exactly where to dig, what to let go of. And yeah, congratulations, position number 2. You're doing an amazing job. Keep going. Okay. This was shorter than position number 1, but it was short and sweet. So let me just put this to the side. And we're going to move on to position number 3. Okay, position number 3. Meanwhile, uncross your legs, uncross your arms so that you can receive the information that you need to receive exactly the way you need to receive it. And let's have a look what we have here. Position number 3, your last 6 months. A little bit more details, please. All majors. Interesting. Position number 3, what has happened in your last 3 to 6 months in the past? Position number 3 is obviously everything is about family and relationships. That you feel it's obviously okay. What is happening with relationships? Can we please clarify the Tower? Okay. Position number 3. We are talking about distance in your relationships due to a triangle, pain and disappointment that has to do with the way things are. I don't see an end to these relationships. It's like there has been a crack in the foundation, in the walls. This is the person that you really love. This is the person you're possibly married to and have a family with. And these are relationships that are not so old. It's kind of a new family, new relationships. With this King of Wands are usually people very charismatic, outgoing, they like to travel, they're very fiery, they're the center of attention, they like the attention, they take the decisions very fast, very courageous, very opinionated. The downsides of it can be aggression, or I said it and that's how it will be, and explosiveness can be one side of it, over dominating, as well as a lot of lower chakras activities. So let's say whereby the genitals are quite often louder than mind and heart. So these people, due to their charismatic and passionate nature, often find themselves in the arms of other people. So we have the crack in your foundation here, a triangle, and the distance between you two. At the moment, I don't see the end of the relationship. So this has been going on for the past 6 months. And the disappointment in what happened. You're still, however, in that marriage. You're still, however, with that person, trying to, I guess, work things out. Let's have a look at more details. You see here at the bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. The people that we love the most often hurt us the hardest. So, naturally so, because we're more vulnerable. A little bit more about your past 6 months and this crack in your relationships, in your marriage. Can we please have a little bit more details? Actually, okay. Yeah, it hasn't been resolved. One of you has been hurt, and it changed everything. It changed everything, forcing one of you to shut away and go into, don't come near me, I'm not gonna let you hurt me anymore. You don't really know what to do from here, whether to stay, whether to leave. For some people, there are financial aspects as well involved. Yeah, it's still happening. Am I meant to, one moment you feel passionate about this person and the other moment you remember what they did and it hurts and you close down and you think maybe I should leave, but it's very hard to put the past behind. Time will heal, possibly. So let's have a look then what your relationships are like right now. What is happening in your life right now, your present life, position number 3. Where are you at right now, your present life? Mm, right now you're in a position where you no longer can trust that person or trust each other. The intimacy and the connection between you has been compromised, and everyone is kind of going their own way, not trusting one another. So you're still together, living under the same roof, but moving different direction. Everybody is doing things for themselves, literally and metaphorically. The past and what has happened in the past 6 months has left its mark, and it's holding you down, and you don't know how to put an end to it. You would want to go back to that feeling of purity and family and connection and love for each other, but what has happened, and someone has been unfaithful, and it has left its own mark. So very possibly that this unfaithfulness is still happening right now. Whoever was going to the left is still going to the left, and it's still being dragged on from the past into today. It's still happening. It's happening, and it's happening continuously. Okay, so the fascination with this other person that has caused these issues is obviously still there, and things are okay. Why? What is keeping you together then? Why wouldn't you break things off? Is it some sort of open relationships? But I don't believe so, because it shows us that hearts have been broken, walls have been torn, and disappointments and grief is taking part in all this, and there is a space between you. There is so much space between us. Maybe we already defeated. So why are you still together? What is holding you together then? Today. Habit. Habit. You're used to this stability, to the way things are, and it's kind of hard to break out through the habit, although it hurts, and although you are hurting each other by using one another. It's almost became like, okay, we stay together because we're married already and we're together. You cheated, so I will cheat also, and it's like a constant fighting and fighting back, keeping the score. I got one, you got one, now it's my turn. And as well as, it's not just a habit, obviously, but there is something that you need from one another, something that you are giving each other. So there is still some sort of twisted connection between the two of you. Okay, that's fine. It some people enjoy this kind of relationships. Punishment. I deserved it, so like a twisted, weird relationships of pain, like SM kind of relationships where people get hurt and it somehow brings them pleasure. Well, if you enjoy that, why not? So your present life then, your future, next 6 to 8 months future, third position. How will all this turn out? I don't see any children here. I don't think we saw any children, so if it's a new family that you decide to build together and it's already starting like this, I don't know if it's a good idea to bring in children in this, but what do I know? So your future 6 to 8 months from now. Your bond is so strong that it's like you try to pull away from each other and then you still come back to one another. It's almost like it's a fate or destiny for you guys to be in this continuous cycle of push and pull. Maybe that's what you enjoy and you're doing it very well. None of you is really being true and honest to one another, and none of you is really showing their true faces. It's some kind of relationships where you trap one another. It's codependent relationships where you are one way or another dependent on each other, and this dependency and this connection is so strong that no matter how much you pull away, you keep coming back to it. Okay. Will you be able to break through these patterns and either change the dynamics of your relationships or go two separate directions? Will you be able to, in the nearest future, break through these patterns and move separate directions? We can also look at it in a way that it will require you tremendous amount of strength and will to move away from this person, and you would really need to know why you're choosing to move away. You really would need to take off your masks and be honest with yourself where you haven't been, and only then you will successfully move away and break out of this pattern if you want to. So within the nearest future, will you be able to break through this pattern and either establish a healthier relationships with this person or go separate directions? too much unknown. There's too much that hasn't been, it's hard to say, it's hard to see, it's something that we cannot see yet. There is a possibility of something new coming. But it's unclear whether it's going to be this person or is it going to be the same person but new way of being together. Very possibly it will be the same person and you would just find new, healthier ways of being together and bring each other joy and be in each other's lives. But it's unclear. I guess it will depend on what you're doing now and what energies you're putting in. But you're being told to listen to your intuition because you're being sort of guided into the right direction. And if you follow, things will fall into place whereby you feel happy and complete within yourself. And there is a possibility of the dynamics changing and you finding new ways of interact with this person or new ways of finding joy. So if you have certain ideas or beliefs that love is pain, then you're going to continue to choose relationships where you experience that. So if you change those beliefs and let go of them, whatever is keeping you stuck in those patterns, working through your subconscious issues, your subconscious beliefs, then you will be able to find new ways to discover joy and experience love in your life. Okay, let's ask for advice for you. Position number 3, and we're going to finish up. Position number 3, advice for you in this situation. Position number 3, your advice is love is joy. And you need to move away from anything that tells you otherwise. If you have ideas that it's tricking or hurting or betraying another person, then you need to move away from that. If you believe that you deserve to be treated that way, then you need to work through that as well. You're invited to allow light and joy and movement into your life where you can flow together with life instead of digging through or creating issues. And you are asked to clean up your closet. Anything that is keeping you stuck in these ideas, unhealthy ideas of love and how relationships should be, you're asked to look at it again and clean out your closet about everything that's to do with love, home, and personal relationships. Okay, position number 3. I think this was clear. Thank you for everyone. Let me know what you think. This was Elora White. Thank you for watching. Leave a like or a comment and let me know what you want to see more of. What kind of questions, what sort of readings would you enjoy? Thank you and have a lovely time of the day.